Hi, I'm Lexi Balky.
And I'm Eddie DeForest, and this is our Salty Pawz case study.
In this presentation, we will be telling the background story of the start of Wanda's business, Salty Pawz, and explain the information we have gathered from the Salty Pawz case study.
Wanda wanted to create a healthier dog option treat. She started this business as a sole proprietorship and is currently working out of her home, but is wanting to expand. Her friends are her employees, and her brother-in-law manages her website where she does most of her sales.
And what does a business look like? We made this house diagram to illustrate the external and internal factors of Wanda's business. External factors are political, social, economic, and technological. Examples of these include regulations on businesses that sell dog treats, what's trending for dog food, the price of your suppliers, and the website Etsy possibly shutting down. Internal factors include things like monthly expenses, employees, choice of product, and the cost of goods sold. The stakeholders of Wanda's business include her consumers, suppliers, employees, and her surrounding community.
For the supply and demand for Salty Pawz, we do not think that Wanda should lower her prices, because when she becomes a larger business, she will have extra expenses and will have to pay her employees. But if she lowered her prices, demand would increase, and with the amount of work she must do right now, I do not think that would be ideal.
To take Salty Pawz to the global market, we said that she would need a large expansion. For her to increase her supply, she would need to hire workers and actually pay them an hourly wage. Another reason we would not recommend Wanda expanding globally is because she has no marketing or advertising. New products often fail in foreign countries when they are not well known or needed. She would also need to implicate a target market.
For Show Wanda the Money, we think she should look into applying for a small business expansion loan. The capital Wanda will get from these loans can make it possible for her to keep her business on scale and in a path with the growth she wants. These loans often require a 20 to 30% down payment, which she would have to pay out of pocket.
The dog treats made some dogs sick. We said, because Wanda sells dog treats, there are many different legal requirements and regulations that she must follow. All businesses must follow any federal and state regulations. She must follow all rules of the U.S. Food and Drug Administration and the U.S. Department of Agriculture. If a dog were to get sick or die from products sold by Salty Pawz, Wanda would be held responsible. To protect herself, Wanda should acquire all of the needed business licenses and certificates, as well as being approved by the federal regulations.
For what you don't know won't hurt me. When it comes to not informing your customer, we think that it should not be done. We recommend moving to the lower quality ingredients if she plans on expanding her business, but she should not lie on her labels. If it greatly affects the demand for the product, then she should switch back to the original ingredient and slightly raise the price. Yes, Wanda has the same ethical responsibility for the dogs because they are her main consumer.
For Wanda's business ownership options, if Wanda chose to stay with the sole proprietorships, then this graph right here shows the advantages and disadvantages. If Wanda was to pursue a partnership with her friends, the advantages and disadvantages are shown in the other graph. If Wanda is truly concerned about taking on more financial costs, then she should take the route of a partnership. She has a good relationship with her friends, so they can work together effectively and successfully.
For the letter to Wanda's mother, we wrote, "Dear Wanda's mother, I am a friend of your daughter's and I am aware of the concern you have for your daughter's business. I completely understand why you would have such high concern for your daughter's success. As someone who is a non-entrepreneur, it is normal. I am someone who has some knowledge in this field, and I can assure you she has the ability to be very successful. She started a very healthy dog treat product that has grown to be quite popular and requires more room to grow. Wanda is a very dedicated owner who works extensive hours and has created a well-known brand for those consumers looking to buy dog treats with high-grade ingredients. This is why I believe your daughter will be successful."
For the one owner, many hats, we looked at the 4 management functions. The management functions are planning, leading, organizing, and controlling. With how small Wanda's business currently is, we think she and her part-time administrative assistant will oversee most of the larger tasks. Planning is the function where Wanda will oversee setting goals, develop a plan to complete those goals, determine the needed resources, and set prices. The leading function may be done more by her administrative assistant. In this function, they will guide and motivate employees to work effectively, explain routines, clarify policies, and give feedback. In organizing, this person will assign tasks, recruit and train employees, and place employees where they will be most effective. Controlling will most likely be done by her bookkeeper. This function requires this person to measure results compared to the objectives and to take corrective actions when needed.
In Herzberg's motivating factors theory, he covers things that will motivate employees. Factors that can be used to motivate workers are the work itself, achievement, recognition, responsibility, and growth. Wanda's initial employees started to work for her because they wanted her dog treats. With the company growing, she will not be able to pay her workers strictly with dog treats because they're eventually going to lose motivation. If there's not a reward, then most of the time the task will not get done.
For the teamwork at Salty Pawz, we think that the functional organizational structure would benefit Wanda the most. This function allows Wanda to put staff in skill-based departments that will still allow them to grow in that field. We would organize her employees as follows. Team 1 would be the 1 full-time treat baker and 2 part-time baking assistants. Team 2 would be the 1 full-time sales manager, 1 part-time webmaster/tech support person, 1 customer service representative, 1 part-time marketing and promotions manager. And Team 3 would be 1 full-time office/administrative assistant, 1 part-time bookkeeper, 2 part-time retail clerks, and 1 part-time shipping and receiving clerk.
Some of the operations that we have found most important are organization, success, accountability, change, and quality control. When organizing, Wanda should understand that everything within the production facility, including the workers and machinery, are all interconnected. With Wanda moving from small production in her kitchen at home to a commercial-sized kitchen with more employees, she should be open to change and the positives and negatives that come with it.
For customers and marketing, the value statement that we came up with for Salty Pawz is high-quality treats for your high-valued pets. The value statement implies that the treats the customers are purchasing are of high quality, and if you do purchase these treats, then you must value your pet. The statement adds value to your product over your competitors, and we think it'll play a large role in her product becoming well-known.
The 4 P's of gourmet dog treats. The 4 P's of marketing are price, product, place, and promotion. Wanda is currently selling her products near the high end of the market at $15 to $24. Her product includes 4 different types of dog treats, with 1 being a combination. The place of her production currently is her kitchen at home, and her place of sales is currently all done online or out of her home. Salty Pawz does not have marketing materials, does no promotion or advertising, and the only way her consumers hear about her product is by word of mouth or the few business cards she has created. A way that Wanda could reduce her price and increase demand is by improving her marketing and promotions.
So for Wanda's hiring approach, we do not think it'll work because she has no plan going into it. She hopes that the right people will just show up to the interviews. She does not have a required application to be filled out, which should be. Wanda should not just have a conversation to see if she gets along with them. She needs to interview them with questions she has come up to determine if they have the necessary skills for the job. Wanda should be aware of the discrimination laws. In all 50 states, it is illegal to discriminate based on things like race, color, sex, and age. In addition to what is illegal in the 50 states, North Carolina also includes things like if the person has AIDS or HIV, lawful use of a lawful product when not at work, and sickle cell or C trait. If she finds herself facing a lawsuit based on discrimination, she could lose her whole business and would not be allowed to continue it in her home.
For tax payments, if Wanda decided to go through with this plan, then she would be committing tax fraud. Tax fraud could have the consequences of up to 5 years in prison or paying anywhere from $200 to $50,000 to $500,000. Although she is a sole proprietor, she could affect her employees and the online website she uses to do business. In the long run, she will eventually get caught for this tax evasion, ultimately costing her the business and any assets that she may own.
The acceptable use policy we created for Salty Pawz is: the use of the internet and email of Salty Pawz is intended for professional purposes. Personal use is permitted when it does not affect the individual professionalism performance, does not in any way harm Salty Pawz, does not violate any terms and conditions of employment, and does not place the individual or Salty Pawz in violation of legal or other obligations. All individuals are responsible for their actions on the internet as well as using email systems. You must ensure through legal or technical means that the proprietary information is protected in accordance with the data protection standards. Salty Pawz reserves the right to periodically audit networks and systems to ensure compliance with this policy.
In conclusion, Wanda has created a successful business out of her home. She has the capability to expand, but needs to improve her knowledge in the business field.